They should run a little bit less, but they should still have it as a important part of the game plan. And I just want to say about his comments there, man, he needs somebody to help him with the press because why are you referring back to the Heisman at Baylor? I mean, your rookie year was enough to justify you could throw the ball. And like we said yesterday, you play on Sundays now. What day they play on, right?
Sundays.
So just don't go back there. Don't even go back and look in the past. Talk about the future.
That's
if you
fair.
want to refer it, talk about the 65% completion rate your rookie year. When you look at the zone read, I think what they need to do, the adjustment they can make to this, is take the option part out of it. And meaning that, because a true read option, he's reading an end, he's reading it. If then, crashes on the back, he's going to keep it. But maybe you take that aspect of it away. You still look exactly the same way, but you can give him a call it and run it as you just going to give it to Alfred Morris, no matter what. No matter what, if that end crashes, give it to him. So then you can still show it to people. They don't necessarily know that you're, having the option to keep it or not. You look back to his rookie year and to last year, the amount of times that he actually kept it in the zone read was not that many. It was only about 2 or 3 times a game. They ran it a lot, but a lot of times it was used as play action. He'd stick it in there, which I think will do him a great help because if you can show just the capability to do it, you get those safeties to creep down, you get the lanes open up a little bit more. I think it's really hard to not use Robert Griffin in this capacity because it's like having a Ferrari and saying you can only drive at 55. You want to take it out and have some fun with it, and I think that's what you have in Robert Griffin.
But can he stay upright if he runs even a little bit of this?
I think he can. I mean, most of the times he's been hurt, it's been on the scramble. He just needs to learn how to protect his body, whether it's the way he's taking hits, when to go out of bounds, when to give up on a play.
Yep.
When he's scrambling around, it's not the worst thing to just throw it in the second row of the stands. Get rid of it, protect your body. I don't think the issues with him are when he's running as a running back in that situation. I would limit it, but I wouldn't take it out of the offense.
I agree, and I'm looking at it from the defensive side of it, in the fact that when you have an athletic quarterback like this and the read option is part of the supplement of the offense, you have to practice it. And that becomes a headache. It really does for a defensive coach because you're saying,
time.
Now I got it.
Preparation.
So now I'm taking time away from maybe the red zone or third down because there's only so much time you have during the day. So you're working on this right now. If you're playing the Redskins in training camp, there's a phase of practice. The read option is part of it. And this is just part of the NFL anymore. Now, I agree with Skip. How many times should he run it? He doesn't have to run it a whole lot. I mean, if he runs the ball this year maybe 30 times, that's sufficient. But the fact that when he comes down that line of scrimmage and he hits that mesh point, all of a sudden he forces the defense to play, with their eyes. Alignment assignment all of a sudden becomes a big issue for this guy because all it takes is one time. And he gets around the bend on you, and all of a sudden your assignments aren't right, the safety's not feeling right, or who's got him, we got him, touchdown, it's over. Okay, that's the problem. So I think they run part of it, but a lot of the play action pass, as you said, is built off this. And the one thing he can do, and he did it in college, he can throw the ball down the field.
Beautiful.
I mean, he can throw the ball down the field, and you got a tight end that can capture the middle of your defense with Reed. He's a vertical tight end. You got Jackson out there, LaShawn, right? And you got Griffin. I mean, so all of a sudden, this becomes a problem. Becomes a big problem for you defensively, schematically, to defend.
Okay, I'm going to cut to the chase here.
Yes.
Let's get it on the record. Can Robert Griffin III be a great pocket passer in pro football? And I'm talking about top echelon, top 5 pocket passer. Can he be? Because that's where we're going to get with this question to me. And that's what he has to come to grips with as he approaches the rest of his NFL career, which I think can be extraordinary depending on the answer to this question. Do you think he can be great or just very good?
He has a talent to be great.
He does, okay?
He's got the arm talent that's superior to anybody. Okay. He can absolutely be top 5.
For me, this is same time next year. 1 year ago, about right now. This is post-injury, obviously, as he was trying to work his way back through camp. And again, we went through the nightmare last year where I kept banging my fist on this table saying, if you're going to open with him in game 1, you got to at least let him play a little of the exhibition games. And finally, Bruce Allen came out the other day and said, yeah, we screwed that up.
Yeah.
And I thought Bruce was part of the decision-making process as the GM, but apparently he wasn't because he's criticizing what happened last year. But back to this. Year ago, about today, I talked to a long-trusted Redskins source of mine within the organization who said they have a new dilemma. that Robert and his father and his family, off the injury, have decided they want him to be Peyton Manning. And the Redskins at that point, under Shanahan and the younger Shanahan, were not convinced he can be Peyton, but that he could be great. But you have to have some of Robert in there, as you guys discussed. You at least have to include the threat of his wheels. His wheels are also extraordinary wheels.
Yeah.
We've had Ryan Clark on the show, and after he went through the OTAs with Robert and came back on the show, he said, man, you guys, you have no
He had
idea how
track speed
fast
at
he
Baylor.
is.
He
This
was a
is
track guy.
World-class
Yeah.
speed. I watched a lot of RG3 at Baylor. He was destroying my Oklahoma Sooners, and he would do it with his legs on scrambles, because if you dared him, if you left that left side wide open as he stood in the pocket and you gave him even about that much of a crack,
Gone.
about 20 yards later, before you haven't even caught your breath yet, and you're saying, how are we going to get the guy on the ground? So my issue was your issue during his rookie year, and I'm a big believer now. I went way out on the limb. I said I would take him over Andrew Luck because of the package. Maybe Luck is a little better in the pocket. Maybe not. I'm not sure about that. That's debatable, too. I agree. But I said the package of RG3, the guy I watched at length at Baylor, is going to be a better pro football player to me than Andrew Luck. And did he ever back me up as a rookie? Because he went 20 touchdown passes to only 5 interceptions, and he ran for 815 quality yards, but he would not get down. And I don't know why. You have preached about this.
Yeah.
Just get down. What goes through your head?
Instincts take over.
Okay, against the Atlanta Falcons, then the Baltimore Ravens, and finally against the Seattle Seahawks in a playoff game, he would not get down. It's so simple. The rules are on your side.
Yeah.
The rules are rigged for you, because all you have to do is say, I give up. You know, like, I just got my 12 yards. I'm sliding. Sorry,
There-
guys.